Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red. In the last episode, we defeated Brock and got our Bowler Badge, and in this episode, we are in Mount Moon right now, trying to fight our way through those Zubats, which is the one thing we are going to encounter lots of times, but thankfully, thanks to the power of editing, I'm going to cut all those out, so you won't have to see those Zubats over and over again. Yeah, see, like that one right there. Just getting interrupted before I fight this guy. And this guy right here. That is one of the members of Team Rocket. And I think that one bug catcher mentioned that there's suspicious men in the cave. I seem to be slurring my words once again. Yay for that. But yeah, that's Team Rocket. And that's the crime organization you will be encountering in this game. Which is a kind of tradition for all the other Pokemon games where they have their own crime organizations. Ruby and Sapphire actually had two, but you'll be battling one depending on the version, or Emerald version, then you'll be battling both of them. So what the Team Rocket members specialize in, they mostly specialize in poison types, but sometimes they'll use other Pokemon on the offensive side, such as Sandshrew or Rattata. Well, you'll be seeing them using Rattatas a lot, which is a bit common for them. Strangely enough, I remember in Gen 2, there's a Team Rocket member where he had like a full team of Rattatas, but not a full team of 6, like 4 Rattatas. And I was like, dude, how many Rattatas are you gonna have? Are you like a Rattata fan? And yeah, what that Rattata used just now was Quick Attack. Quick Attack is a priority +1 move, meaning that it always goes first. Like, if the opposing Pokemon is about to use Quick Attack, that move always goes first before you get the chance. Ah, yes, and one annoying thing about the Zubats, I'm not sure if I mentioned this at the end of the last episode, Zubats will use Supersonic, and what you just saw is that your Pokemon will get confused. Of course, thankfully it does have a lower accuracy rate. Although another confusion-inducing move called Confuse Ray, it has a 100% accuracy, but I should get on with what Confusion will do. When a Pokemon is confused, there are some times where they'll attack themselves. Well, they can still use the moves against the Pokemon, but like first they'll say like your Pokemon's confused, and then like it actually goes by random. So it's not really set in its own kind of pattern. It's actually randomized. So there are times while Pokemon's confused, and sometimes they'll attack themselves when you're about to use a move against Pokemon. Of course, of course, in one of those turns, like I think it takes about 2 to 5 turns, and then they'll snap themselves out of confusion. And the only way, if you want to get rid of confusion instantly, then the only thing you can do, at least in this generation, the only thing you can do is just switch out your Pokemon. And then that's when your own Pokemon will no longer get confused. And yeah, I cut right here because I had to take my team to the Pokemon Center. Later on, starting with Gen 2, you're given cures, well, not necessarily like potion... not necessarily potions where you can heal your Pokemon from confusion. Like Gen 2 is when they introduce berries, and at least thankfully there's a kind of berry that can heal confusion. But full heals, which we'll get into later on, full heals also work on confused Pokemon as well, but they won't work for Gen 1. So anyway, this guy right here. He is a super nerd, and he specializes in mostly electric types. Sometimes he'll use poison types as well. But basically, like, well, actually, what I'm getting at is that super nerds will be using Pokemon that are kind of involved with science. And that right there is a Magnemite. Magnemite is a pure electric type until Gen 2, where it became Electric Steel, since the Steel type was introduced in that gen. It's more of a special attacker. Well, up until Gen 4, where they introduced the physical special split, electrical attacks, they're for the special type attacks. Like for generations 1 through 3, whether a move will be a physical or special, like, it's all based on type. So there are types where their kind of categories will be physical or special. And in fact, I could just post an annotation with a list of the moves, like, you know, physical-based moves for their types. Well, I keep on just kind of not making sense here, but you'll probably understand what I'm getting at. And also, that other Pokemon they used was Voltorb, which is another Electric-type Pokemon, and they're very well known for using Explosion. And yeah, Voltorb, it's a Pokeball, which I gotta say, laziest design ever. And that was a rare candy I just picked up, and oh, actually, first of all, new Pokemon we're gonna encounter. This is Paris. Now, Paris is kind of slow, so, and it also doesn't have a very decent move pool as well, so I probably wouldn't recommend it that much. Although it is a good Pokemon to use for to use as an HM slave. Its evolved form, which we'll see later on, it does have access to a certain move, a status infecting move that actually has 100% accuracy, but you'll know more what I mean by that once we encounter that evolved form. And a couple more new Pokemon that we're gonna see here. This right here is Oddish. If I'm right, I can't remember exactly, but I think Oddish is Red exclusive. I think it's Red exclusive, if I'm right. And then that would make the other Pokemon Bellsprout a Blue exclusive. I think I'm right. I might have to look at it later on, but I might be right about Oddish being Red exclusive. So anyway, I want to get back what I was talking about with the rare candy. Rare candy actually jacks up your Pokemon's level. But if you were to like, let's say if you have almost 100 rare candies, and if you boost your Pokemon all the way up to level 100, which is the maximum level that your Pokemon can level up to, then that would make a Pokemon that doesn't have any EV boosts. And EV boosts, which stands for effort values, those are the kind of stat bonuses that your Pokemon will receive through regular training. Like, let's say Machop. Machop will give you a 1 bonus, 1 EV boost. While its evolved form Machop will give you 2 EV boosts. And I think it works mostly for trained Pokemon, unlike in wild battles. And EV training, a lot of those people that are more into competitive play, they'll mostly they like to use EV boost, but you can still use you can still go for EV boosts for yourself if you want to, if you're just playing the story. So it can work for either regular training, like if you're just battling through trainers, or vitamins, basically. Vitamins will also give you EV boosts, like that HP up that I just picked up before. HP up actually enhances your Pokemon's base HP, like I did with Pikachu, only by 1 point. That would be considered an EV boost. And there are also other vitamins that'll work for other stats. Well, each of their own respective stats. And if I pick those up, then I'll be giving those one of those vitamins to my Pokemon that have the lowest kind of respective base stat. So that's what I'll be doing for this playthrough. Anyway, we got a TMO1, which contains Mega Punch. I'm not going to use that yet, but I am going to keep it just in case I somehow want to use it for any one of those days if I ever feel like doing using Mega Punch. And that right there is an Ether, which restores your Pokemon's PP. Shops don't really sell Ethers, so you can only find those. And if you run out of those, then, well, yeah, tough luck. Anyway, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. There's also another trainer that we're gonna encounter right up here. Well, it's right after I switch my Pokemon. Well, just using Fado for this one. So this guy right here. Yeah, that's nice right here. I mean, I was just standing in front of you, and then you get shocked, but then you just realize I was just a kid. Yeah, nice. There is a hiker. Hikers mostly specialize in rock types, but they can also use fighting types as well. So I guess, considering that they are mountain men, I guess it kind of makes sense. Back to what I was going to say. So yes, to all you Gen 1ers out there, like since we encountered Voltorb, and I was saying how Voltorb is one of those Pokemon with laziest designs. All you Gen 1ers that keep on saying, oh, the newer Pokemon, they suck, they're running out of ideas. Guys, you're just blinded by your nostalgia. Even Gen 1 has stupid designs too, like that Voltorb we just encountered. And of course, its evolved form is even lazier as well. So, if you're gonna bash the newer gens just because of those designs, then, just because of the stupid designs, I mean, yeah, I can say they are stupid too, but of course, you guys, you just don't acknowledge the fact that even older Pokemon games had stupid designs too. But anyway, I'm just over-exaggerating here. I mean, I just completely ignore the fact that my Bulbasaur just evolved. Yay! When the Bulb on its back grows large, it appears to lose the ability to stand on its hind legs, even though the sprite clearly shows that, Ivysaur actually is standing on its hind legs like that. Yes, inconsistencies with these terrible sprites in Gen 1. Oh my god, those sprites in Gen 1 are terrible. But hey, it's actually one good thing just to make fun of them. So yes, our Fado, well, it used to be Bulbasaur, has now evolved into Ivysaur. And I probably should explain a bit about what evolution does. That, not only for the obvious part about your Pokemon's appearance changing, its stats will also get boosted as well. Well, not in an EV sort of way. They also get stronger, basically. The way your Pokemon evolves is not only just by leveling them up, like getting them to a certain level. There are other methods to evolve your Pokemon as well, either through elemental stones or by trading. Which, of course, if you're like me and just only have one, well, I mean, basically when it comes to Gen 1, I only have red version here. That's the only kind of cartridge I have. Not counting the not counting yellow version, which I have on the that I bought from the eShop on the 3DS. I only have the cartridge for red version. I don't have cartridges for blue or yellow. But I do have a link cable though, and I have a Game Boy Advance SP. So if I had another cartridge, then I should be in luck. But if you're one of those people that doesn't have any of that, like not another cartridge or any kind of friends that have those cartridges, which would be just about everybody else, then it's gonna be a pretty tough time if you want a full complete Pokédex of like ones where you evolve your Pokemon through trading. So anyway, this right here is Raticate, the evolved form of Rattata. I don't remember what level it evolves into, although I think it seems to be under level because I don't remember Rattata evolving to Raticate at level 16. If you can see right here, this Raticate that you're gonna battle when facing this Team Rocket Grunt, he is tough. Like, seriously. You can see how all my Pokemon got, well, almost all my Pokemon got knocked out because of this Raticate, and oh my god, that was so close right there. And that's because of a critical hit of that Raticate using Hyper Fang. I swear, if Lady Luck wasn't even on my side, then I would have to just have to go back all over again, like just having to beat this guy again. Because my Ivysaur there was close to fainting, and because of that, I just had to use the escape rope just to heal my Pokemon at the center. Because I just didn't want to go through any more of those Zubat encounters. And this is where I had to save the game, because, I think in, well, the top floor, there's actually a certain Pokemon that I want to catch, which I actually mentioned what it was in the last episode, so I think you should know as well, or you should know by now. But there is a Pokemon that I want to catch and add to my team, which is actually a really good Pokemon to use. I mean, it is very rare, a ridiculously low encounter rate, but it is a really good Pokemon to use, and a Pokemon I would recommend personally. So apparently what Team Rocket's going for in Mount Moon is that they want to steal fossils and sell them for cash. Because I guess I think Team Rocket seems to be based they seem to be based on the Mafia or something. I think it shows even more once we encounter their leader later on. Well, later on in this game. But it just seems like very much like Team Rocket seems to be based on the Mafia or just gangsters. Although this kind of returned in Sun and Moon with Team Skull, where they're like they really are based on those stereotypical gangsters. Very much so. It's very much exaggerated like that. Which is actually kind of hilarious now that I think about it. So I think we're nearly done with Mount Moon by now. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Odin. And as soon as we head up there, I know there's a hidden item if you just go and, this tile here. We have another Moonstone. I actually wanted 2 Moonstones because those 2 Pokemon that I have right now, like, for their final forms, they can be evolved through, Moonstones. So this guy right here, another super nerd, and he doesn't want us to take his fossils. Greedy bastard. And this right here is a Grimer, a pure poison type, and yeah, I did something stupid right here. I meant to use Horn Attack, but I accidentally used Poison Sting, which is a very weak move, with very low power. And because Grimer is a poison type, then it is very resistant against Poison Sting. By the way, because of their typings, Poison-type Pokemon cannot get poison on their own, due to their typing. Which is actually weird about how Electric-type Pokemon would still get paralyzed despite their Electric typing. Although this actually did get fixed in Gen 6, where now Electric-type Pokemon can no longer get paralyzed. Which actually makes more sense for once. But yeah, like I was just ranting before about those Gen 1ers. I mean, first of all, if you love this game, that is completely fine. I mean, I really don't care if you hold this game as your favorites. That is completely fine by that. I'm not entirely against that. It's, like, Red and Blue, for me, I mean, personally, I don't really think Red and Blue actually aged well, because of all, sometimes it can be a bit unbalanced, and also with all those glitches, like, it has balancing issues, so it's not really my favorite gen. I mean, I like it, but I don't really consider it my favorite. It's kind of hard to go back to, but if you consider this your favorite, then that's completely fine. I'm really not against that. But all these Gen 1ers, though, let me just say, I really can't stand those Gen 1ers. Because of the fact that they just, they bash those later gens just because of their designs. And that they can also harp on you for liking those later gens. Like, I know that Gen 5 is notorious, mostly notorious, just because of 2 Pokemon such as Vanillix and Garbodor. Just because of that. And I'm like, really? Just, okay, I'm just done. Which, of course, I, for one, personally love Gen 5. It is, without a doubt, my favorite generation of all time. But, I'm going a little off topic right now, so I guess, rant's kind of over. So, you're given a choice of whichever one of those fossils they can choose. We have the Helix Fossil and the Dome Fossil. I picked up the, Dome Fossil because, I think the Pokemon that is regenerated from that fossil, it has a higher attack power, and then from the Helix Fossil, it's more defensive. And there we go! That's the Pokemon I want. That is Clefairy. It is a pure normal type Pokemon up until Gen 6, where it became a pure fairy type. Which would make more sense considering that it is a fairy-like Pokemon. And yes, if you actually do happen to find one, I personally recommend this Pokemon. It is a very good Pokemon to use. So let's give it a little Thunder Wave. And that should help more since I lowered its HP enough and paralyzed it. And of course, I kid you not, I have one Pokeball. I have only one Pokeball right here. So, let's see if I'm successful, if I'm lucky enough, and yes! There we go. Clefairy has been caught. A new Pokedex area will be added. Its magical and cute appeal has many admirers. It is rare and found only in certain areas. And yeah, that is true. And I'm going to call this Clefairy Ariala. Yep, I'm going to call this one Ariala. Because a little trivia here, well, it's actually it only applies to its evolved form, which is Clefable. That was going to be its original name before it was changed to Clefable. Of course, for Clefairy's case, it was originally going to be called Aria. So that's a little bit of trivia here. And by the way, if you're playing Yellow version, and as you're about to leave Mount Moon, you'll encounter Jessie and James. If you're, if you know those guys are, you know, those Team Rocket idiots from the anime. They'll be using the, you'll be encountering those guys, quite a number of times in a Yellow version. Well, through certain times, and they'll be using the Pokemon that they also use in the anime, which are Ekans, Koffing, which will later on evolve into Arbok and Weezing, which is how they did in the anime. And they also use Meowth, although Meowth is actually supposed to be the third member of Team Rocket. And of course, we all know that Meowth is pretty much, well, except to a certain few, pretty much the only talking Pokemon. But yeah, that's what they'll be using. So, anyways, now that we pretty much got done with preparing for trouble and not making a double this time, but we did not surrender. Well, we still fought, but anyway, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Red, we are going to continue onwards and hopefully reach our next town, and of course, there's another gym that we'll be getting to. Till next time, see you guys later.